Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing gameplay with the brand, or not gameplay, what am I saying? We're doing a tier list of all of the brand new Bracket Busters Festival cards here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if you'll do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. And let's start off with the first card on the list, which is Jamal Mashburn. I'll be totally honest, I don't really know a lot about this card. He is not one of the ones that I have been very focused on from this event so far. I assume he's pretty good. He's 6'8" with a 6'11" wingspan. He's got good speed, solid, versatile defense, good athletic ability, good shooter. Jump shot is Nas Reed based. Kevin. Ooh, nice jump shot. Ooh, this card's pretty good. Step behind the back, rush dribble style. I mean, he's not bad at all. Now, there's a lot of really good cards in this list, but I mean, high B, low A. I mean, I wish he had slightly better perimeter defense, but as a whole, he looks like a pretty solid card. Like, I think B tier for Jamal Mashburn is totally fair. Akeem Warwick, I have used already. Gameplay on him should be coming later today if it hasn't already come out. By the time y'all see this video, I think it might have already come out even. He is a very, very good card. He does a lot of things really, really well. I'm a big fan of what he provides at the at his position, and I think, look, for salary cap card, he's amazing. I think Mashburn's probably the better overall. I'll put Mashburn A. Mashburn's pretty souped, but Mashburn's better overall card, but Akeem is really good. His jumper's super nice. He's extremely athletic. I'm a fan. AC Law, amazing salary cap card. He is incredible in terms of his movement, extremely fun to use. He is still undersized and not an exceptional defender, but he is actually pretty athletic, 80 driving dunk with good dunk animations, and extremely fun to use as a 3-on-turn shot creator. Is he the best card in the game? No. Is he a lot of fun to use? Yes. Does that almost make me want to put him B tier? You know what? I'm doing it. I love his SIGs. I know he's only an amethyst. No, he's C. I'll go with C. But I think he's a good fun card. Dante DiVincenzo is very solid. Good defender, smooth jump shot, does a lot of things well. Again, this position is loaded, or this list is loaded with a lot of good cards. Feel like B tier is as high as I could go for Dante. I do like Dante DiVincenzo though. I mean, his diamond was a good card early this year. A lot of people had that as a hidden gem, and he's really good. And he's good defensively. I wish he was a little taller. He's only 6'4", but I think he's solid. Like, I think he's a very solid card. Jarrett Culver, probably another A tier guy. Definitely a very, very solid card in his own right as well. I'm not really ranking these guys based on their values, because obviously some of them are a lot cheaper than others in terms of how many event pieces and things of that nature are required to get them. But I do think Jarrett Culver's another very solid one. He's got a good slasher, good finisher, honestly well-rounded. He just kind of does everything well. Good finisher at the rim, releases on very quick, and it's a very good jumper. D-book dribble style, KD escape is pretty solid there. 6'6" shooting guard, like, good card, very solid. Steph Curry, he's the worst 100 overall card in the game. I don't think he's a bad card though. It's just like, I don't know. It's tough to rank a guy like Steph is basically what I will say. I feel like, because look, I think Steph is a very, very solid card. But he is, you have to understand, you have to remember and keep in mind, and it is fair to point out that he is not a extraordinarily like elite defender or anything like that, because he is, look, what, 6'2" with a small player build. Fun to use, decent movement, fast jump shot. I don't know if I would really consider him like best of the best though, in a lot of ways, I guess. I don't know. Some people might like Steph more. I feel like C or B is probably the right spot. Well, I'll go B because he's 100 overall and he is good. We'll go B, but I don't know if he's higher than B. Joakim Noah, I dang near want to put this card in S tier. In fact, I'm doing it. I love this card. I think he's phenomenal. I think his release is amazing. I think he's elite defensively. I think he does a lot of things really well. And I think he's one of the best free cards in my team. He's actually legitimately attainable. I think he's great. I really do. I think he's a great card. He does a lot of things really, really well. And for me personally, I would have no issues whatsoever putting him there at the, S tier. Like, I think if I was adding like 1 or 2 cards to my collection from this drop, Joakim Noah would very much be at the top of that list. So for me, he is, to me at least, I think he has to go in the S tier. Ochai Agbaji, probably C, maybe even D. I'm gonna have to have a couple of D tier guys in this list, which means a couple of like decent cards are gonna go towards the bottom. This Ochai is not a bad card. But he's only 6'5" at shooting guard. Now he's got good shooting, good speed, good dunking, good defense. Like, I can't go D tier with him, but I don't think I can go higher than C. Like, on the list that's loaded, I feel like he's got to go C tier. Corey Brewer as an amethyst is lower down on this list. He doesn't have much shot creation. He's a 3 and D. He's a very good amethyst card, But the thing that makes him really nice is the fact that he's got that dynamic duo with Joakim Noah. That's what really elevates him and makes him elite. Now, I think as an Amethyst, which is why I'm ranking him, I can't go higher than C tier, but I do like the card. I think he's legitimately good, and I have no issues whatsoever putting him in the C tier at least, so I will say that. Aaron Aflalo. I think he's got to go D. He's undersized, and I just don't think he's that great. I mean, he's got good stats across the board, right? He's a good defender, but what's the jump shot? David Robinson based Delon up around very quick there. He's 6'5", 2 guard. Like, I feel like if Ochai is C tier, so is Aflalo. Is there any D tiers? There's gonna be like 2 D tier cards on this list. Aaron Aflalo's got to go at least C though. He's good. Juan Dixon. I'm going A tier with him. He's like a better AC Law. I wanted to put AC and B. I'm putting Juan in A. The reason that Juan Dixon is an A tier card is because of his animations. Now, stats and badge wise, he's great. It's 95 driving, 97 3, 98 driving, 98 speed, legitimately good defense. But he is only 6'3", even with a 6'7" wingspan. Is actually his player build isn't very good either. The thing that makes this card great is the fact that he has Patty Mills based with that KCP upper and Steph Escape, the Aaron Fox dribble style, which has a good push cross, but not a good dribble style, but still, or not a good burst, but still, that is what makes him special. And he is, to me at least, a kind of a no-brainer. Like, I think he has to go this high on the list, at least A tier, because he's so fun to use. Hopefully I'll get a gameplay with him at some point. Jerry Stackhouse is going to be our second S tier card. I think he is absolutely elite at the shooting guard position. I think he defends really well. I think his jumper is super smooth. I think he does a lot of things at a very high level. I just think he's really, really good and does a lot of, provides a lot of interesting value at his position. So to me, yeah, I'm going to go S tier for Jerry Stackhouse, and I think he can compete at a competitive level for sure. Miles Bridges. Not great, not terrible. I would do a B tier for an Opal. I don't think he's one of the best ones. I wouldn't really recommend probably getting him, but I do think he's a good card. I think B tier is probably as high as I can go for him at this point. He's not loaded in the way some of these other cards are. Cam Reddish is a budget beast. He's like a better Corey Brewer without the duo anyway. He doesn't have great sigs, but his jumper's super smooth. He's a great shooter, great slasher, great defender. Provides a lot of value on the court from those things, but he's not going to do a lot of shot creation. Either way, I'd still go B tier for Cam Reddish. Still a card that I do like a lot. Moving on, we have Davion Mitchell, Baylor legend, but he's a 6'1" point guard. I'm sorry, he has to go with this low. I don't really feel. I feel kind of bad about that, but I just feel like he has to go this low on the list. I can't really soup him up much more than this, much more than this on this type of list anyway. So for me, Davion's going to definitely go towards the lower end of this list, but I do think he's. I mean, I'm a big fan of his in real life. I hope he continues to succeed. He's been playing well with the Heat as of late, and so hopefully that continues. And I want to see him succeed as a player, but I don't think his card in my team is that great. Kemba Walker. Also D tier, not an elite athlete, and he's 6'1" with a jumper that I don't think is like great. I'm not a big Kemba Walker fan in my team personally. I never have been. I just think he's too undersized. I don't think he's that good defensively. I know he's a dark matter. I wouldn't recommend him. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but it's the opinion that I have. Next up is Carmelo, S tier for sure. I know he's not really very attainable, and that is annoying. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, he kind of has to go S tier, right? Like, he's one of the better cards in the game. You can't not put him in the S tier, I feel like, is how I feel about Carmelo. And I mean, especially with the Patty Mills base, like he's a dog, bro. There's no doubt about it. Like, he is absolutely an elite level card who does everything that you could pretty much ask for at his position at an extremely high level. So Carmelo, no brainer, S tier for sure. Christian Brown. Good budget card. Don't think he's much more than that. Jumper's nice. Good defender. I feel like he's going in that C tier though, realistically. I don't think he's going to go any higher than that. I just feel like that'd be pushing it at this point, realistically. That's just my opinion. But I don't think he's like a game-breaking card or anything. Just another good budget 3-and-D type small shooting guard. Nick Collison's not bad either. I mean, he's a fine power forward. I don't think he's a special card, but I think he's a good jumper. Look, all these cards are good. Even the bad ones are good. They made every single card in this drop at least solid, if not better than that. So again, C tier isn't a bad thing. Victor Oladipo is going to go B tier. I think Oladipo just provides a lot of defense and stat and badge stuff. He is, again, only 6'3", but he's a 6'9" wingspan and a good player build. And he's super fast, great slasher, great shooter, great speed, great everything. Badges are extremely complete. Rush dribble style, releases on very quick, and it's not a bad jumper. And he's got a good fade, too. I think Oladipo, I had no issues with him in that spot on this list. I think he's definitely a very, very solid card in his own right. Jared Butler also going to go D tier, just not good enough compared to most of the cards in this list. Still not bad, but for what he is compared to these cards, he has to go in the D tier. DeAndre Hunter gives you 3-and-D. Not a ton else. Good athlete, good card, but like, again, there's a lot of good cards on the list. So feel like that's another one of those guys where you're just like, yeah, feels like he has to go on the lower end of the list, and that isn't a bad thing by any means. All right, next up is going to be, who are we putting next? Blake has got to be S tier, obviously. He's 100 overall, and another really, really good one. The 100 overalls are all going to be S tier, of course. Ty Jerome, 6'5 PG. I don't think he's great defensively, which is kind of annoying, but he is tall at point guard with, I think, a pretty good jumper, but only a 75 driving dunk, not an elite defender. Compared to most of these cards, to be totally honest, even with that 6'5 player build, I think he's D tier. Sheldon Williams, this card's going B tier, 100%. He is, I think he's probably better than Akeem Warwick. I think he's the best diamond in this drop. I haven't done a gameplay with him yet, but I will try to get one for y'all tomorrow because he is an absolute monster in a way very few cards in my team are. I mean, he is legitimately incredible. I think he is a no-brainer B tier. I mean, he's the best diamond. His jumper's amazing, and he's extremely athletic. I'm a big fan of what Sheldon Williams can provide. George Niang, also D tier, just not on the same level as most of these cards. And then at the end of the day, Zach Edey, of course, is S tier as well. He might be the best card in the entire drop. Again, just like Carmelo and Blake, he's not attainable really, but he is extremely good. There is no discounting that whatsoever. So for me, I would still put Edey in S tier. I feel like I got to move somebody up to A tier. Who is it going to be though? I feel like this is a pretty good gap, actually. I'll look at this list. Like, do any of the B tier guys really jump out at me as A tier guys? Like, as much as I like Sheldon Williams, the 3-ball rating is lower, so I don't think I'd put him A. Steph's too small. DiVincenzo's good, but not quite that good. Bridges, Cam, yeah, we're just gonna have a small A tier. I'm fine with this. I think this is a good list. Maybe I move Stackhouse down, but as a whole, I think it's pretty good. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.